This is your daily market review for Thursday, December 19th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at eXp Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is your daily market review for Thursday, December 19th, 2024. As we talked about, today's action was likely going to be choppy and sloppy. You got it. Up, down, left, right, you know, the AB select start. So now what? Well, again, it's options expiration. I honestly believe Friday might be some more chop. Again, I think there's more room to the downside, but it's not going to be clean and easy. It's not going to be a straight line move. The VIX is probably going to compress and hold some sort of levels. And again, we'll talk about all this, and then I think you'll get further downside. However, the biggest worry for me is folks who decide to short now versus near the highs, or buyers getting in a little too early. You might have some issues next week. It's a holiday week, light volume. Supposedly, Powell has ruined the Santa Claus rally. And yeah, as we talked about, economic data is bad. I was listening to the Lennar conference call today. Oh my God. They do not expect housing to come back at all at this point, especially near term. So what does that mean? Be safe. Again, if you had big gains in the upside, long, take profits. We've talked about it. Roll up your stops. And if you're shorting, trade around your positions or manage them. At this point, I think, honestly, premium probably does come down as it is options expiration. If you go look at triple witching OPEX on the Stock Traders Almanac, which, again, you can access on my website, shows tomorrow should be bullish. It's up 26 of the last 41 days. Last time it was down big was 2018, minus 2.1%. I personally believe we'll get more chop. You probably get more chop as we get into next week too, because the holiday week on a Wednesday in the middle of the week, that's pretty bullish typically. We'll see though. Again, data is not bueno. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, links description below. Please stick around, grab a coffee. We're going to dig into all the charts as we always do. A lot of information. A lot of help here. If you need to join the Discord room, links description below, as I said. Also, if you'd like to chat, use the Zoom link. Let's holler. If you want to follow the trades, ideas, what we're up to. Again, posting also on the Twitter. I appreciate it. And again, if you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you do not hit me up, I will take it personal. And again, if you're looking to buy and invest new builds, I'm telling you, Lennar, they're offering 4.5% depending on the area. Richmond Homes is doing 2.99, 3.99 second year, and then 4.75 for the rest. I mean, there's some crazy deals out there. If you're looking at new builds, resale, you're getting tons of concessions potentially. Again, it's an interesting market. That's why you got to work with a great agent. Let me put you in touch with somebody. Do not work with a mediocre agent. And your biggest investment, your house or some of your real estate, don't let it go to get used with some basic broker. Also, follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you'd like to donate, link description below. If you'd like to hit the thanks button, send me a whopping $2. Imagine Google takes half of it. But no, I appreciate it. I mean, it's all free. So this is all donation only. I appreciate all the love, support, and generous donations. You guys are good. Again, check out the website, tradingagent.com. Turn profits into properties and passive income. Let me know how I can help. On that note, let's get into it. We know the next meeting coming up. There's not an anticipation of a rate cut. Just keep that in mind. This can all change. The Bitcoin, as we talked about, bullish if you got over the highs. Then we left-right comboed with cheese. Royale with cheese. And now what? You've got some issues here. In my opinion, we fake broke out. And now you're getting pullbacks, liquidity. If the market dries up, you can kind of see there's a little wee bitty trend line of some sort going on here. We are at it. You need to hold it. If not, we come right back to the breakout at some point. Maybe. Keep an eye on it. Again, this is the thing. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. I say it all the time. Oil, been all over the place, but are you surprised? It's starting to weaken a little bit. Either way, the 60s is going to have to hold. Natty gas, all over the place. Again, I like it at lower prices. I hope it gets smoked down at some point. Oh, let's get into it. I was looking at my company stock, and someone's like, what do I do with it? I'm like, nothing. It's going nowhere. Don't invest in EXP. I don't invest in real estate companies at the moment. Dollar, make you holler. Look at that. Again, something's going on. I mean, you notice the South Korea currency, Indian currencies. There are a lot of currencies that are going to new lows against the dollar. Dollar is ripping. Apologize for the mucus. I feel like I'm getting sick, but that's the nature of the beast. TLT, again, dollar volatility, bond volatility. That's the stuff we watch for. Look at this. Whew. Right back at the lows. TLT should hold here. Should hold. If it doesn't, yikes. Yikes. Snikes. Keep an eye on it. VIX. Check this out. We talked about probably consolidating, holding around here. I wouldn't be surprised if you got back to the 18 to 20 range. Keep that in mind. Again, volatility is velocity, rate of change. You can go up fast and go down fast. And if the market slows down in its down moves or goes up slightly, chops around, the VIX will come in. Keep that in mind. People don't understand the VIX. Most times they're not. VIVIX, I don't know what the hell that is, but talked about it bottoming first. They did. SPY, man, had a decent little range and closed at the low today. Raggy. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. This candle is not good. It means game over for bulls. But it doesn't mean we can't backfill and chop before we trap more, in my opinion. Again, if we hold here and it rebases, we'll know if it's going to go higher, if any significance at some point. But at this point, this is where you want to trade around your positions. You go right ahead. New lows, channel high, channel lows. We better hold here. We better hold here. If not, it could get to the 50-day pretty dang quick. IWM, as we talked about, had been lagging, showing that something was wrong. And then yesterday, you have a 2-day range. Watch what happens here. Again, personally think that you probably should get some oversold condition bounces. But shit, if we don't, yikes. DIA, another one showing what was coming, painful. GLD, we talked about, it's tough to trust. It's like Bitcoin. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. Has to hold the 100-day. It's tough to trust metals when when silver and the miners look putrid. I mean, they're just getting burned. It's hard to trust. GDX, we talked about the miners. I mean, a lot of people are like, when are you going to buy them? When are you going to buy them? When the market flushes. We're getting the flush. Look at this. It's at the lows. People don't ever understand the miners. And again, as someone who's been trading for 20 plus years and traded gold in the miners for all of those years, the miners are not immune to market weakness. Now, again, if they bottom during market weakness and gold bottoms, cool. But the miners will bottom first. Let them get crushed. I've seen them get correct 60% off the highs in multiple massive pullbacks. GDXJ, again, showing you something ain't right. Something ain't right. AEM, we talked about this one hitting the 81s. No, not 81, sorry, 87s. It's holding up better. AG, we talked about this one, looks doo-doo. Big choppy ranges. Newmont, you would think the largest gold miner in the world would be near 52-week. I would wait. I don't know where the lows are. People keep asking me, like, where the... Use references, but also look for big volume pukage. Let me see if there's a reference I can use for, there you go, 2019. Coming off the low, puke. Trying to find like an exact bottom with high volume. You might not get it until you get chop bottom, especially with Newmont. Again, I'm trying to do a little on the fly. Personally, whatever Newmont's bottom is, I don't think it'll be clean. I think it'll be choppy. And if it is extreme straight line, I mean, you might want to take stabs down in the... You could argue that could be a little head and shoulders bottom. I'd be watching the 30s, low 30s. Pass. Seems to be just playing around. Up at the highs, chopping around, and then boom, 200-day, 15s. Just keep it simple, stupid. Don't get too excited too quick. Taiwan semi, we talked about this. Dead cat bouncing, cool. Personally think, again, semis are the easiest short of all time. Going forward from this point, talked about it. Just keep it simple, stupid. Micron, look at their earnings. Ugh. Has to hold the mid-80s. AM Dizzle. She keeps making new lows. It keeps making new lows, and bulls keep getting more excited about buying it. That's the problem. And again, when I say bulls, I'm talking about retail. I'm talking about retail bulls. Not good. Not good. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm telling you. Again, they're all in long, and it just keeps going lower. It tells you something's wrong. Again, big boys have already gotten out. Someone's bag holding. NVIDIA, as we talked about, to me is the best short of probably 2024 into 2025. 3 trillion behemoth with endless competition coming from all angles. Watch the 100-day. SMCI, they say they're going to clear the books. Cool. Watch the 100-day. We'll see what happens here. Intellectual property. Watching the range lows. Keep an eye on it. SMH. Again, man, Intel is such a piece of crap. People get mad at me for calling it like it is. Talked about the 200-day, 100-day. All this has to hold. I mean, we broke the trend. Keep an eye on the 200-day. Adobe. Things you don't see if the market's strong, right? This would get bought on dips, on gap downs. Just that's dangerous, because if you zoom out, you can see that this could be considered a massive chop top. And if you break 440s, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't go back into the 200 range. Apple holding up pretty well. Credit where credit's due, right? If you want to short it, have a reference, tight stops. Amazon, talked about the 1.618 failure. Inside today, not too much. Meta, again, don't be surprised you get some inside days and chop around. Meta, kissing the ring, you know, Mr. Zuckerberg. Watch the 20-day. Keep an eye on this area. If it fails, you're going right back down to the 560 area. CRM, we talked about the blow off top. You have a 2-day range. Keep an eye on it. Guggenheim, everything was looking good with their new quantum chips. Is this a bull trap? Keep an eye on it. Again, things you don't see if the market's bullish. It wouldn't be trapping. Microsoft feels the gap. Watching the 20-day, watching this 435. NDAQ, as we talked about, was the easiest. Well, I would say this is the easier short than NVIDIA, because, again, the exchange will not have the same volume once these tech companies are not trading as popular as they once were, as I believe that will happen. Watching the 50-day. Congrats. I know some folks who traded up there at the 83, 84. Love you guys. Shout out. Holler. MicroStrategy, as we talked about, it was giving signs of confusion, meaning if Bitcoin's breaking out to new highs, why the freak is MicroStrategy not? Here you go, right? Be careful. I mean, again, I'm not saying I know anything. Sorry. Oh, you gotta watch that 50-day. I just look at it and I go, I don't know what to tell you where it could get back to, because this has happened before. Big up move, consolidate. Big up move, consolidate. Do yourself a favor. Give yourself time if you're long-term investing, or if you're shorting. Be careful. Just in general, be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Be safe. Netflix and chill. Keep an eye on the 20-day. Roadblocks. Yeah, don't really know what to say at this point. I mean, again, I think it's a buyout target. Been on calling that one for a while. Pan W. People are like, are you going to buy it? You're going to buy it? You can buy it. Like, no, I believe in cybersecurity, but I'm not buying it. I'm waiting for pullbacks. If this is a fake breakout, we should come back to the trend line. And people say, well, why would you wait? I want to buy somewhere where I think the least risk, like the downside risk, is minimized. And I think the minimizing of risk would be somewhere down in the mid hundreds. Tesla, roll up your stops. Straight line moves. Be careful. Again, I mean, long term, I mean, you can like it, hate it, whatever. It's just manage your positions. I hate to see people give back huge gains. When they make monster gains, they don't take any profits, and they can't add dips because everything pulls back at some point. Nothing goes in a straight line. And Tesla's not getting bought out. Insight, let's get into some of these names and roll through this. I like this company. I think they will get bought out. Oh, look at that. And it's still pulled back. Palantir, been holding up. It's getting added to the Nasdaq. Watching the 20-day. McDonald's, we talked about, need to get over the 301, 302 area. Couldn't. Now back down. DKNG, the bulls just love talking shiznit. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. We're at the trend line. We talked about shorting up in this area. All right, see if it bounces. Hope it bounces for him because, again, could short more, or if it just fails, even better. Airbnb, this one got cooked. Worth a watch. Costco. Talked about the 1000 headline. It was one of those things where it just makes you think. Again, it was like the easiest advertising. Buy Costco. 1,000, $1.50 hot dogs. All right, again, it looks like it's busted. Speaking of busted, Starbucks, look at this shit. Consolidates post CEO. New CEO from Chipotle. Looks like it's going to go, and then bow! Again, things you don't see if the market and the economy are bullish, in my opinion. FedEx, another thing, should be closer to the highs. Talked about this has been a great short. Just seems to be making lower lows and lower highs. However, Ten Cuidado, they had after hours earnings. There you go. This is why, again, we talk about hedging or taking profits. It's at 297. Looks like it's filling these gaps. Again, I forgot about that one. After hours earnings, just in my notes. But duh. Talked about it. But this is the thing. Again, if you're on record, I'm on record. Again, I always say this about earnings. You can have good news and the stocks can go down. You can have bad news, stocks can go up. And then you can have news that doesn't do shit to the stock. The best thing is to always play after. And now if you want to short the pop, man, we got about 312 after hours. Holy shit. That would have been the trade. Again, I like it. Short on pops. Caterpillar, things you don't see if the market's holding up. Now again, a lot of these names are short-term oversold. So don't be surprised if they play the bounce game. Nucor. I mean, look at this thing, man. We've talked about things you don't see if the economy's strong. Zzz, pow. Letter X, this thing probably gets bought out, but who knows? I mean, you've got a reference. I personally would wait to just see what happens. Meaning, like, let Trump get in. Let the Trumpster do his thing and let it kind of play out. Again, global growth name, Vale, no. Arrow, Junior Copper, the leveraged copper. Look at that. Again, all these names should chop around, but they might not. Speaking of, like, uranium, 13-month low in pricing. Are you surprised it's pulling back? Nope. Ag names, again, we like ag. I just think it needs to play out and get beaten. Nasdaq, NTR, just all sorts of fun stuff. AA, keep an eye on it. I'm watching 100, 200 passing on it. Again, we like aluminum. Again, just let all the stuff get beaten. Talk about how financials were showing you weakness to come. Here you go. Nice bounce. JP Mo. Inside day. Morgan Stanley. Inside day. Look at these bounces giving it up. Now, again, I wouldn't be surprised if you do get, hold these multi-day ranges or you fill the gaps. And I know that sounds pretty polar. Like, wow, that's a big difference. But again, if the market melts, yep, these will fill the gaps. If the market chops around, then don't be surprised if they chop. You have to know all the probability potentials here. It's not always going to be straight line moves. Look at KRE. Again, things that you don't see if the market was like really cooking. And this is where it could get real scary. Just be careful. XBI, again, we talk about a risk on name. Jets, interesting action, but we'll see. It looks like a double top. Housing stocks, I kind of warned this. You're welcome. Look at this. I mean, how many red days in a row? You're welcome. Reference points. Now, again, don't be surprised if you get into some bounce action, but maybe if it doesn't, keep an eye on it. Again, it's telling you a lot. Solar, talked about this is crap. Crap. Again, if you shorted some of these names at the highs, hallelujah. First Solar, look at, man, that thing got cooked today. Take out the lows. Look out the lows. HYG, again, I said this, as I joked on the video, sparking a joint to this. You had to be high to your mind to buy corporate debt. Still believe so. Oil seems to be cooking in a range. I just don't have anything on it. UNG, again, let all these names play out. I like natural gas long term. Please give back. We talked about shorting KOLD in the 80s. You should probably take some profits down here. Worth the watch. XO Pizzle. Things you don't see if the economy and the market are going to go, uh-oh. You better hold these mid-120s. You better. Valero, again, we talked about the gasoline names leading down. Again, this is why you watch these videos for all the evidence. CVE, again, I like junior oil names, but not until they get pounded. ExxonMobil. At the point 618 should bounce. Did get a bounce. I know people. Jay Soltis played that trade. He got the bounce and then he took the profit. Smart. I mean, these things are due to bounce. If they don't bounce, it tells you there's problems. Occidental, making new lows. Again, Buffett's probably loving this. You're like, oh, he's doing terribly. He's probably selling covered calls, selling out of the money puts. He's just getting paid. Y'all don't understand. Don't understand. I'm not saying y'all, but in general, the market don't understand. EQT, we like these names. Pull back, last but not least, Flex, LNG. All right, keep an eye on this stuff. Ultimately, again, you have to make the decisions. Do not get caught in the emotions. Do not chase. Let things come to you and do your best, ultimately, to be intelligent about your choices. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Always here. Love you guys. Appreciate all the love, generous donations, support, likes, comments, shares. All of that stuff is really important for the channel. I appreciate y'all. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.